We had two championship walk-offs this weekend. We'll talk about both of those, plus a wild night at East Alabama and a late model team that should maybe find something else to do on their Fridays and Saturdays in the future, plus sprint car driver news of both the winged and non-winged type and more. Let's go. It's Sunday, November 3rd. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. One of our main topics on the Thursday show was the much talked about end of the run for Brandon Overton with Wells Motorsports. His future in 2025 and beyond lies elsewhere, but before things transition, they did have some business to attend to with the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series and their finale weekend at I-75 Raceway. Friday night, it was Corey Hedgecock who went to victory lane. He battled both Dale McDowell and Overton in that one. Overton had a tire go down, but did battle his way back to 8th. He would have had a shot to win that race, I think. But that meant all he needed to do on Saturday was run a qualifying lap to clinch the season-long championship. But he did much better than that. After starting 5th, Overton got by leader Dale McDowell on a restart before halfway and drove on to the $20,000 win. As we've documented, this was Overton's first victory since way back on June 28th at Volunteer Speedway. The walk-off win was a nice way to go out, along with the $50,000 check for being series champion. Overton's future plans should be public here in the coming days. Ashton Winger, Sam Seawright, Zach Mitchell, and Joseph Joyner completed the Hunt the Front Series top 5 in the standings. We'll wait now for the schedule for the series for next year, but they did announce they will open up 2025 right back at I-75 on March 7th and 8th. At East Alabama last night, first of two super late model shows at the National 100, we had Ethan Dotson going to victory lane, but we also had drama between he and Garrett Smith. On lap 6, Dotson threw a slider on Smith that didn't clear, and the 74 ended up on the hood of the 10. Dotson, though, ended up almost over the banking in turn 2. East Alabama, there's no wall kind of in turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, so you can very easily go over there. Dotson almost got over, but was able to save it. Smith able to hold on to the lead at that point. This wasn't done, though, as on a restart a few laps later, Dotson got into the rear of Smith, kind of right at the start-finish line, and then was able to take the lead in turns 1 and 2. Dotson went on to the win, but Smith finished 20th after making a mistake by himself and ending up over the racetrack. Again, though, things not finished. The on-track stuff then spilled over into the pits after the race. It was discovered, after victory lane celebrations and all of that, that someone had vandalized the ASD Motorsports hauler and pit box. ASD, obviously the team that Dotson drives for. Local authorities were involved, and I've been told someone associated with Garrett Smith was being investigated for the incident and causing significant damage. I was sent photos of the pit box knocked over completely and glass broken out of the rear sliding doors on the ASD trailer. Possible charges from the local sheriff's office and a punishment from the event and series are likely incoming here. Smith team was later seen leaving the racetrack. This isn't the first time we've had behavior like this from this group. If you might remember back to last summer, Garrett and his father Scott were suspended from Hunt the Front Series events after an altercation with series officials that got physical. Garrett was suspended from the series for 90 days, while Scott was banned indefinitely. We might be at a point here where the Smiths need to find some other way to spend their weekends. I know emotions run high, and I don't have a problem with wanting to confront someone over on-track stuff as long as it doesn't escalate to ridiculous places. But what we saw last night went way too far. The National 100 continues today with $30,000 to the super late model winner. Out in California, I'd say the NARC finale delivered, and it did indeed come down to the final laps for the championship between Justin Sanders and Cole Macedo. Tim Kading led a lot of that main event, but a right rear tire going flat over the last part of the race allowed Macedo and Sanders into the mix. Sanders was able to get the lead with a late slider as Kading started to slow, and after one final Hail Mary attempt from Macedo, Sanders drove on to the win. So 2 championship finales last night and 2 walk-offs. Sanders took the title by officially 6 points over Macedo. I know Stockton here took an absolute beating for a lot of this year with the reconfigure there, and for good reason. There were plenty of problems there that needed to be addressed. But last night, it provided a pretty good show for this final battle. DJ Neto won the night's 360 Sprint Car Challenge Tour race with Andy Forsberg winning the championship on that side. The other 410 Wing Sprint Car show was the unsanctioned Dirty Jersey finale at Bridgeport. Wasn't pretty or easy, but Justin Whittall won that one from the pole. There was a not great moment between he and front row starter Ryan Smith right at the start that ended Smith's night after what appeared to be contact between the two and Smith into the front stretch wall. Whittall also had to hold off challenges from Kyle Reinhardt. Reinhardt actually briefly led at one point. But Whittall a winner by something like over 6 seconds. He definitely got away at the end. He topped Kyle Reinhardt and Danny Dietrich. Jason Persley, solid as well in his debut with Buick Motorsports. He went quick time and finished the night in the top 5. I think a lot of good things are coming there for that pairing. In Arizona at Mojave Valley, the USAC CRA Western World Championships felt very much like a USAC National Sprint Car event, with some quality guys joining that CRA field. Kevin Thomas Jr. took the win on Friday, and Kyle Cummins drove the 3P to the win last night. 40-plus cars in both races, though. A lot of really good guys there. I hope the fans there kind of enjoyed that one. There is still one race left for the CRA, but RJ Johnson has clinched the title over Tommy Malcolm and Austin Williams. The CRA season ends next Saturday at the Paris Auto Speedway. A couple of other gyro notes for you before we close out today. First, you can add Hank Davis to the list of sprint car drivers expected to race this week at Charlotte for World Finals. He'll drive the Michael Dutcher 17 GP. This car has seen a number of drivers in it this season, with names like Justin Peck and Kelby Watt, Scott Boguski, and Kel Thomas among them. Davis currently 4th in the ASCS driver standings, but he has that 2C racing machine out front in the Owners' Championship. So very possibly we are looking at split champions this year with the ASCS. Davis is currently looking for a ride for 2025, though, as the 2C is moving to the World of Outlaws full-time next season with Cole Macedo in the seat. This will be Davis' debut with the Outlaws, and it might be his 410 debut as well. I don't see any 410 starts for him at sprintcarratings.com. Chase Rodman said back on Friday that Dutcher is looking for a driver for next season, kind of a full run, wants to expand his schedule, potentially dramatically, maybe even a full series run. On the non-wing side, Chase Stockon is moving from KO Motorsports to the Moose Racing 92 next year. This car and team had been on the shelf for 3 years before it was brought back out this summer. Cody Williams drove the 92 at SmackDown, and Stockon actually drove it not long ago at Circle City. Stockon appeared 39 times this season with USAC, picking up 5 top 5s and 17 top 10s. His best finish was a 2nd at Terre Haute in August. He also won an MSTC race at Red Hill. The release from the team does not mention schedule or series plans, so we'll have to stay tuned for that one. All right, I know there is other news out there, so don't think I'm glossing over things. I have a lot of stuff on my to-do list. We're going to save a lot of that for tomorrow and for future shows, and I think it's going to be a busy week ahead with news items, so stay tuned. A lot more to come in the next several days and likely next couple of weeks. Make sure you are subscribed to the show on YouTube or the podcast places. You can also like and follow on Dirt Tracker. You can get the daily shows there as well. That way you won't miss any of the news coming up. That's the daily show for today. Hope you guys have a great Sunday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.